Welcome to this third course as you prepare for the Certified Information Systems Auditor exam administered by ISACA. This course, Information Systems Auditor, is the third in the series, and this looks at the area of acquisition and development of systems. This domain is an important one, and we'll look at it from the perspective of audit, as well as an introduction to some of the areas that as an auditor we must especially be aware of as we prepare for the examination. Here we're going to examine overseeing the investments that an organization makes in its information technology. This course then is worth 18% of the CISA examination. On the examination of 200 questions, approximately 27 will be from this area. In this area, we are going to look at the following topics: how to oversee and then audit the investment in information technology that an organization makes. We'll also examine the principles of project management and whether or not our organization is effectively then working to use its resources effectively in the way of resource management, efficient utilization, and that the limited investment funds we have and people are being used in an efficient way. We'll take a look at then some of the information systems controls that have to be built into systems to ensure that these systems are designed to operate in a secure and reliable manner. And we'll also look at some of the areas of testing and deployment to ensure that when a new system is brought into production, we know that that system has been then not only designed and configured correctly, but will be able to operate correctly in its true environmental world. It is often very different from how a system has been designed in, say, a clinical setting to what's going to happen now when it experiences the real-world threats and so on that are out there. Every system must be built, not only designed to be secure, but also designed to resist all of the various attacks that we know it will face in its operational world. We'll then also get feedback. How is the system working? Is it providing the support for the users that the users had expected? We must remember that the core importance of an information system is to support business operations. And that core requirement to understand how to align our information systems investment with then the goals and objectives and the mission of the organization is critically important. We need to ensure that all of our systems are cognizant of what the business really requires. And we design, build, and implement and operate our systems to really support the future growth and changes in direction that the company will have. This requires feedback. How can we improve the systems development process? How can we improve then the implementation, configuration, and operation of our systems so we're sure that those systems are certainly addressing business needs, they're working in a convenient way for our clients, whether or not they are internal or even external customers, and that those systems will preserve then the security and intellectual property needs of our organization. This means systems have to support audit, they have to support compliance, and they have to be able to be operated in an efficient way. The areas that a person will be tested on in this chapter include then how to evaluate the business case that was made to justify this IT investment. Was the IT investment truly based on understanding the business needs? Can we, as auditors, help the business to realize that the investment they made has gone to really solving the current and future problems of the organization? Was there truly a business case that we can show the benefits that come from IT investment? Very often, systems will be acquired or even custom built by an outsourced or a third-party organization. When we're dealing with acquiring or working with outside organizations, we have to have a supplier selection criteria We also have to have careful contract management to ensure that we are using then the services of an organization best suited to help us, that meet certainly the same vision we have in delivering on our IT investment. We have to also, through contract management, ensure that the organization does deliver on what they had actually promised or pledged when we initially set up the request for proposal and the initial contracts. This also means that if we have maintenance agreements, we're checking to ensure that that organization is meeting their service level agreements. They're meeting then the obligations and promises they have made to us. We also have to understand that in many cases, project management is critically important. We have limited resources. We certainly have tight timelines. We in many cases have the reality that a lot of our requirements are going to change as the project evolves. And in order to ensure that we have the best possible chance of success, we need good project management. We need the leadership, we need the controls and processes in place to ensure that all of the energy expended in a project goes effectively and efficiently towards the actual mission or goal. We're going to examine the information systems controls. What controls do we build into systems? We design them in not only to provide security, but also to provide the ability to test and to audit. We build in the ability to log and inspect so we can see if anything is going wrong within the process. We need to meet our core information security goals of confidentiality, integrity, and availability of both the information and of the system itself. And you also will have test questions, and we'll cover here areas of how to do both pre-implementation and post-implementation reviews to make sure that before we give approval for implementation, this system has been properly prepared. It has documentation, it has proper configuration, the tests have been thorough and complete. We know that our system will be resistant to failure. Then post-implementation, to ensure that the system remains secure, that it's being operated in accordance with the approvals and the design, and that any changes made to the system will also then be effectively used to maintain the security as well as improve functionality.